Good people, what's happening? Listen, we are back. We are back. And now we're going through video number 2, diving deeper into Stranger Things. Now, if this video is going to be any help to you and you're struggling with how to allow for fear to be your fuel to your purpose, then the right decision is to subscribe to this channel. So let's get to it. First thing I want us to be able to go deeper into in this video number 2 is understanding we got to look at 2 relationships in Stranger Things. We got to look at Will and Joyce, that's his mom, and Hopper and Elle, his daughter. Now, here's what we get a chance to see, and I want to talk about this. And you don't have to be a parent to participate, but have you ever made a decision, and when you made the decision, you thought it was the right thing to do, but it left you with a mess to clean up later? Okay. Have you ever made a decision in which you thought it was wisdom or you were protecting yourself, and when you look back on it, you were limiting yourself and everybody that was around you? Yeah. That's what we're going to talk about today. And that parent relationship with the kids in Stranger Things. You look at Will's mom, you look at Hopper, Elle's dad. They both have legitimate reasons to be able to protect their kids. And remember, we talked about fear comes in a package. It comes in a package with real emotion, real experiences, real trauma, that now when you put it in the proper package, it looks real good, and we don't call it fear. In this case, they called it protection. Will's mom had lost Will in season 1 to the upside down, and then lost him a little bit in season 3. And then now all of a sudden we speed ahead in season 5 that the military's after Elle as she's gotten her powers back and everything else. And Hopper's like, no. We're going to train you, but you can't come out here because I need to make sure they don't come get you and try to kill you. They got legitimate reasons. They got real experiences that say, hey, this could be bad. But when fear is the foundation and you build all of your habits consciously or subconsciously, and you call it wisdom, it leaves you with an impact to clean up long after the moment you were trying to protect. So let's go a little bit deeper. I'll bring it closer to home. So in my book, Good Enough, I talk about the story about me and my mom. It was about academics, and I was looking to get straight A's. I did. But we also had these citizenship marks, that you actually had to get on your report card too. So I got all 1s and 1, 2. And when I tell you my mom let me have it about that too, she ignored the A's, she ignored the 1s, but she let me have it about that too. Whew. You talk about a 12-year-old kid that was frustrated, 12-year-old kid that was heartbroken, tears coming down from their eyes. Because in the moment that I wanted her to be the most proud of me, she was the most disappointed. Now, as an adult, what happens? We have a deeper conversation. Here's what my mom tells me. My mom tells me this. As a probation officer, she was seeing young men that looked like her 2 sons, me and my brother, that was sitting in front of her every day. And she knew through their stories, it was the little thing that went unchecked. It was the little thing of undiscipline that led them to be a client on the other side in which their freedom was compromised. So my mom, though I got all A's, got all 1s, and got 1, 2, she saw that as if it goes unchecked, I had the potential to be one of her clients. But it was fear. Her fear of me being one of her clients built a foundation that left me with an impact that I carried for 30 plus years. Aaron, what was that impact you were carrying? I was carrying the impact that I wasn't good enough, that I had to perform at a perfection type level just to be accepted. So then that underlying performance and perfection then took the fear that she had and gave the fear to me that I wasn't going to be good enough if I didn't live up to this pristine or perfect standard. So though she was protecting me because it was based out of fear, it now had a negative impact on me. That's what I want us to be able to do. That's what I want us to see. is that if we build our actions subconsciously or consciously off of fear, and I don't care what label you try to put on it, if it's done out of fear, it's going to have an impact long after the moment you were trying to protect. If we go back to Stranger Things, here's what's happening. Elle is resentful of Hopper. Will is almost in tears every scene because Will feels like he's underutilized. Elle is frustrated about being held back because she knows she can do something different. And here's what the parents are able to do when they make this turn. They make this turn because now they're starting to see that by holding their children back, it's impacting their relationship with their kids, and it's also impacting those that are around them. Here's what we got to look at. Let's go with this. Let's put this in the Bible. Second Timothy. Yep, 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So, Aaron, what lesson do we get through the scriptures and Stranger Things together? I'm glad you asked. So here's what happened. When Will's mom got a chance to hear her son's heart and recognize that she was navigating out of fear, she was able to walk through these steps that I'm getting ready to give you. First thing she was able to do is recognize that she was navigating out of fear. First R. Recognize that she was navigating out of fear. Then she was able to reject that fear because she saw that it was creating a negative impact on her son, and then was able to intentionally replace that fear with a plan or actions that allow for Will's gifting and experience to show up. And ultimately, through that action and plan, it was reinforced that Will was the person that we didn't know that we needed him to be. We see Will do some things in season 5 that nobody thought, and gets a new label that actually creates an unlimited expectation of what he's able to do for himself and those that are around him. You see that? Okay, let's go to Elle. So Hopper's tired of fighting with his daughter, tired of the resentment that's building, and they're now coming to a situation where as long as he keeps protecting her, the relationship gets negatively impacted, and with the negative impact, the people around them don't get the benefit. So what does he do? He recognizes that he has to make a change because he sees he's doing out of fear. 2, when he recognizes that, he rejects what he's been doing and then replaces it with a plan that allows for Elle to be at her best. 4, reinforces it by supporting her by what she needs to do. What happens? Everybody's better because of it. That's what I want you to understand. It's if you call it protection, you call it wisdom, whatever you call it. When you navigate out of fear, everybody's not better. But when you release the fear, when you reject it, recognize it, reject it, replace it, and reinforce your gifting and not the fear, what happens? Everybody around you is better. Everybody around you benefits. 2026 is going to be a year that it's not just going to be about you benefiting. It wasn't just about Will discovering that he could do this. It wasn't just about Elle being released into her powers. It was the impact that they had on everybody around them, the community, and that's who you're going to be. When we unleash ourselves from the fear, out of the quote unquote wisdom and protection, and we can walk through those 4 steps. Recognize, reject, replace, and reinforce. When we do that, 2026 gets to be the year that we look back on and go, man, it's my most authentic year, and it's my best year because I got back to remembering that I was created worthy, and somewhere I lost that. I called it protection, I called it wisdom, I called it stewardship, and now that I no longer perform for what was already given to me, I get a chance to unleash my authenticity to benefit myself and those that are around me. Oh, I'm excited about 2026. And I just want you to go tell a couple of people and just ask them if they are thinking through, trying to figure out how to determine and discern whether fear is stewardship, whether it's wisdom or protection. If they're struggling with that, then just tell them the right decision is to subscribe to this channel. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I think there's another video going to be in the clip for this because Stranger Things is teaching us how to have an amazing 2026. The 4 R's: recognize, reject, replace, reinforce, and watch 2026 be an amazing year. I'll see you in the next one.